Chair Powell, I think all of us in all of our districts are hearing about labor market tightness. And I think a lot of people are explaining that labor market tightness to justify pre-existing political biases. As you know, and we've talked about, we saw unemployment go from 3.5% to almost 10% and back down to 5.2%. But I'm much more concerned that workforce participation went from 63 to 61 and has stayed low. Can you just explain for the committee briefly what is driving the reduction in workforce participation, and what, if anything, we can do to get that number back up to make sure that employers have access to folks who are ready and able to work?
I'd be glad to. So the two biggest parts of that are caretakers and retirees. So that makes up a lot of the shortfall from where we were with labor force participation before the pandemic crisis. And within caretakers, some of that is going to be connected to schools not being opened or people who are afraid to go into an unvaccinated workplace and are afraid of COVID and things like that, and other reasons. So that's a part of that, and that should abate over time. In terms of the retiree piece, it's not clear about that. I would say the lore is that people don't come out of retirement, except I would say all during the last few years of the very long expansion that ended with the pandemic. We were constantly surprised to the upside on participation, including older people staying in the workforce longer. So I think my prior would be that we will get back a big chunk of the so-called retirees, and that we should be very open-minded about how much labor force participation can go up. The United States has low labor force participation compared to our advanced economy peers, and this is not something that has to be that way. It's not something that's good.
Well, thank you for that. Certainly, when I talk to folks in the district, everybody kind of acknowledges that it's the boomers who retired who are creating a lot of their skills gap, and that's a harder challenge.